Holy sh! Okay, if you clicked on my face, and I'm assuming that you already binge watched the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4, which I assume many people are going to do. On the off chance you haven't, this is going to be a spoiler-filled video. I'm going to talk in detail of most of what happens in these final 2 episodes. So if you haven't watched it, turn away. Or hey, maybe you're sitting on the toilet, video popped up, you don't care about spoilers, in which case, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. As you can tell, I was very much looking forward to finishing off this season. I was awaiting to see these final episodes. And it's crazy because if you ask anyone I know, I had pretty much written the show off. I've always loved season 1. In fact, when that first came out, I was the first person in my circle of friends to even be aware of that show's existence. I would try to convince people to watch it. I would be like, oh, this is an awesome show about a telekinetic girl who loves to eat Eggos, and she's fighting monsters with a bunch of kids who like to play Dungeons and Dragons. There's a lot of Stephen King references. As I would go on, people would just immediately become disinterested. And then it became the biggest thing since sliced bread. Then we got season 2. And don't get me wrong, I did not hate season 2 like a lot of people online. I thought it was definitely a poor man's imitation of season 1, but it also introduced a lot of cool dynamics. I really liked the father-daughter dynamic set up between Hopper and Eleven, and I loved Steve becoming the new, basically, babysitter of the main group of kids. A lot of cool stuff was done with the characters, but the storyline felt like a rerun of what we've seen before. Season 3 was... well, it was season 3. When season 4 started out, I definitely saw a few things that bothered me, particularly, and this is an issue that's plagued the show for most of its running, introducing too many characters. Now, when you have characters like the mainstays, Mike, Jonathan, Will, I even forgot his name, you begin to have them fade off into the background as you bring in newer guys and girls. And you can tell that the writers, the showrunners, definitely pay attention to what the fans want. Oh, they really like Steve and they really like Robin. Well, let's give them more Steve and Robin. And even though I love Steve and Robin, characters who the audience doesn't really talk about, like, Jonathan and Will, begin to just go away. I mean, in fact, you even have the writers forget that it was Will's birthday during one of the episodes. Yes, the showrunners and writers forgot Will's birthday. And of course, you can forgive them for that kind of oversight normally, but it becomes indicative of a larger problem. I love Chrissy, I love Eddie, I love Argyle, but when you begin to put more focus on them and not the kids who we started off with, well, now I kind of feel cheated a little bit. But that not being said, the show really kicks into high gear in episode 4. Once episode 4 comes, I believe it was Dear Billy, that's when all the elements came together, and going forward, the momentum only built up. And that is something I can say that carries into these 2 episodes, the constantly building momentum. Come on, who didn't get Empire Strikes Back flashbacks throughout these 2 episodes? In the very beginning, once Elle regains her telekinetic power, she lifts up that large tank just like Yoda lifted up the X-Wing. And also she's given the choice, stay and complete her training or go and save her friends from the great evil. It's textbook Empire Strikes Back, people. And the way that the season concludes with, some loss happening and a great evil now upon us, it definitely was harkening back to that, which makes sense because all throughout the show, they have been making these references to cinema and shows from the 80s. Also, side note, I know there's a lot of jobs in the world, but I can't imagine a more fun job than being the guy who writes the closed captions for this show. I mean, look at this. Eldridge gurgling? What does that even mean? Ominous dirge playing. Unseen creatures chittering. I actually wrote them down. I was writing all of these words down because I've never seen these combination of words ever used in the English dictionary before. And just in case you guys weren't aware of what t-shirt I'm wearing, Metallica. Pour one out for Eddie, baby. Probably the best use of a Metallica song ever. We all pretty much knew, I knew, a lot of people I talked to basically knew Eddie was gonna die. You see him talking with Dustin, going like, man, never change, and they're playing around, and I'm like, oh my god, they're really gonna kill this guy, aren't they? And to be fair, you already had him being wanted for murder. There was no way for them to clear his name without revealing all the supernatural crap, which I guess by the time the episode ends, it already is revealed. But in any event, Eddie stands on that RV, riffs that guitar, fights off the Pokemon bat things, and then he goes out saving Dustin. Like a hero. It was something I saw coming, but it was definitely an emotional thing to witness. Same thing with what happened to Max. Now, the moment that you saw her bones beginning to break, I thought, oh, she's dead. But then when Eleven is standing over her and she goes, no, this isn't going to happen. I was sitting forward going, there's no way are they going to stop death in the Stranger Things universe? This is insane. I'm getting like Star Trek Into Darkness, Magic Triple Blood vibes. But yeah, 11 has effectively destroyed the idea of death in the Stranger Things universe. If someone can let me know down in the comments why they weren't telling Lucas that it was 11 that saved Max, that would really help, because that was the one part I didn't get. If anything, that would be the first things that would come out of my mouth when I see him. Hey, this only happened because of her magic powers. How about that, right? No one can die. That's cool, right? No one can die. Oh, what's that? 22 people died in the town? Eddie died? Doesn't matter. 11 can just use her magic powers. It's not something that's a problem. It's just something I'm thinking about. Now that you bring in the ability of resurrection, you're going to open up a whole slew of questions. So now that 11 has unlocked the Konami code, she's achieved God mode, she has unlimited health, she strolls right into Vecna's weird devil lair and punk slaps that guy into another dimension. Again. A few theories about what happened with Vecna now that it's been revealed that he was the puppeteer behind the Mind Flayer Black Lost Smoke Monster. I have a feeling that the Smoke thing will be a major villain in the next season, which sucks because the guy who they got to play Vecna was fantastic. The name escapes the confines of my brain, and I don't feel like going to my iPad over there to look it up, but I'll put it right there. Boop. This guy, fantastic. I have a feeling that they're going to write him off because of his dead physical form, but I hope that he comes back. And now that his power has been unlocked and 11's power has been unlocked, you're going to see some epic Dragon Ball Z level destruction happening in what remains of Hawkins. Okay? Because Netflix has no money left, and what little cash they have, they're going to throw into the one thing that people still watch. If it seems like I'm rambling, it's because they packed so much into this 2.5-hour finale. I'm struggling to... I got notes right here, right? And I kept checking the remote because there was so much time left. I was just in shock of how much and how efficient they were getting through everything. But to be fair, as we were getting towards the end, I couldn't help but think, man, you're kind of wrapping up a lot of loose ends. I mean, I don't see a way forward, but of course you have, Vecna is definitely going to return, and as the characters are finally reunited, all those different storylines have converged. Hopper escaped the prison. He fought off the monster with the freaking sword. Every character got a badass moment. You got Hopper with the sword, Eddie with the guitar. All these climaxes were building up. This felt like a series finale, and of course you have to have another season, but when you have all the characters in Hawkins and they look up and they see these plumes of red lightning trailed clouds spreading throughout the sky as the cracks in the ground begin to rumble and the ash begins to rain, you finally realize that Vecna's plan kind of was enacted. Even though Max technically died but didn't, the portals have been opened. And honestly, thank God for that. Not for the people of Hawkins. I'm sure a lot of them are probably going to get eaten by monsters and bats and giant tentacle things. But every season finale always ends with everyone happy. Maybe something bad happened, like a side character died or didn't or disappeared. But this was the finale that I wanted some crazy bad crap to happen. And it does. They lost Eddie. Max is in a coma, and now the Upside Down is here. And from what I've read, there's going to be a time jump between this season and the next one. I can only imagine that a few years down the line, you're going to see Hawkins is post-apocalyptic wasteland, and it makes sense that you're doing a time jump. It kind of harkens back to Stephen King's It, how the first part was with the kids and the second part was with the adults. And on top of that, the kids in this show are basically adults. They look older than me. So you're going to have to age them up a little bit. I just cannot wait. And I know because the gap in between each season, it's going to be a while. Yes, there's a lot of death in Hawkins, a lot of death to come. But I think we're all in agreement here that the one death that was long overdue was the death of this guy. What a piece of crap. I was really hoping that he had some deep hidden traumatic memory that he was keeping from everyone. That way Vecna could bend him like a soft Aunt Annie's pretzel. But I don't know. Guy can dream, can't I? I don't really know the protocol for ranking seasons of a show, given that they're a part of a larger whole, so I'll put it to you like this. For me, it goes season 1 of Stranger Things, then 4 right under it, then 2, and then... You can't see my hand, but 3's down there. But every word out of my mouth has been bullcrap because what really matters is what you thought of Stranger Things Season 4 Part 2. How about the whole season or the whole show? Leave your comments down below. Did you love it? Do you hate it? Are you excited? What are some of your theories? I love theorizing with shows, so leave all of your comments down below. Thank you to all the people who have subscribed ever since my Elvis review. You're awesome. A lot of cool content to come. And as always, go with Jeff, and you're guaranteed a good win. I'm trying to use my 11 powers to make you subscribe if you haven't. Is it working?